Funan was a rich country. It controlled the trade routes of Southeast Asia and was a center of Hindu culture and civilization. Many later Hindu and Muslim dynasties of Southeast Asia took inspiration from the history of Funan and claimed them as their ancestors. It inspired many later cultures and peoples of Southeast Asia. Now we will discuss about the lifestyle of the common people of Funan. The information about the lifestyle, customs, behavior, economy and the general condition of the country comes from the Chinese sources, as we lack indigenous literature in this case. No indigenous account of Funan survived. Therefore, we have to rely on Chinese sources for the lifestyle of the common people. One of the earliest references about the common people of Funan occurs in a Chinese poem composed in 3rd century AD. The poet described that the people of Funan were clever and should not be confused with the barbarians. The history of the Xin dynasty that covers the period from 265 to 419 AD gives a general account of Funan and its people. It was composed by Fang Huan Ling. According to it, the country of Funan is more than 3000 li to the west of Champa in a great bay of the ocean. The country is also 3000 li in extent. There are many walled towns, palaces and houses. The people are black and ugly. They have curly hair and go about naked and barefooted. Their nature is simple and they are not at all given to theft or robbery. They are engaged in agriculture. They sow 1 year and gather harvest during the next 3 years. Moreover, they love to engrave and chisel their ornaments. They mostly take their food on silver plates. The taxes are paid in gold, silver, pearls, and perfumes. They have many books and there are libraries and archives. In writing, they use an alphabet derived from India. Their funeral and marriage ceremonies are like those of Champa. Another Chinese account, the history of the Southern Sea, that covers the period from 479 to 501 AD, describes the people of Funan and their country in details. According to it, the people of Funan are crafty and malicious. They forcibly carry away and reduce to slavery the inhabitants of the neighboring towns, which do not submit to their authority. Their articles of trade are gold, silver, and silk. The men of noble families use sarong made of brocade. The females cover their body in a dress that passes over their head. The poor people cover their bodies with a piece of cloth. The inhabitants of Funan use golden rings, bracelets, and silver vessels. They cut wood to make their houses. The king lives in a storied pavilion. The houses are enclosed by a wooden palisade. The houses are sometimes covered by bamboo leaves, 8 or 9 feet long. They also live in houses raised above the ground. They construct boats 80 to 90 feet long and 6 to 7 feet wide, the front and back of which are shaped like the head and tail of a fish. When the king goes out, he rides on an elephant. The women also ride on elephants. They arrange cockfight and pig fight for their amusements. They have no prison. In case of dispute, they throw a golden ring or egg in boiling water, and the disputants have to draw them out, or they have to walk 7 steps, carrying red-hot iron chains in their hands. The hands of the guilty are completely burned, but the innocent do not suffer any injury. Sometimes the disputants are thrown into water. The guilty sings, but the innocent does not. The country produces sugarcane, pomegranate, orange and areca nut. The birds and the mammals are same as in China. The character of the people is good and they do not like war.